Right guys, hope this finds you well. We're going to dive straight into our first patch. What we're going to be doing is this is a follow-up to the other day's video, which I'll link below, where we look at the feedbacker. It's the same patch, but what I've done something crazy. Sorry, wrong patch. Let's go into the right patch. This is the crazy thing I've done. Now, I've got two feedbackers on, and what I've done is I've stacked them. So I've just turned the one off that I've added. So I'm just going to... Okay. Now, what we're going to do now is add in the feedbacker I've put at the front, take away the second one. The first one is in oscillator mode. The second one is in normal mode, same as we left it the other day. So you can hear some low rumbling there. Now I've got this set so that it triggers both of these at the same time. So let's just have a listen to what that does. So just as a point of reference, I'm going to turn the oscillating one off. And what I want it to do is when you get a real feedback with an amp, there's the high stuff that we're getting here, but there's none of that low messing around going on, which you often get. Doesn't always go to plan, but are you hearing the difference? Okay, so let's just stick a centaur on that. Here are the settings, got the drive at 50, volume at 50, taking a bit of the tone off. I've also taken a little bit of the bottom end out, if I remember right. Oh, barely anything. So let's just hear how this sounds. I'm just going to take a bit of that bottom end out. Okay, so let's now, what we're going to do is I'm just going to show you the settings on this first feedbacker. Now I can't actually see what you can see at the moment, so we're just going to scroll through and look at where I've got to. You can use those as a starting point. We're going to look at this in a different patch in a second. So you can see the oscillation, I've actually got it quite low in the feedback here. Okay, and I've got this vibration quite low and I've got its depth quite low because I just want it to be something that we feel. And not completely take over my mix. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to save that patch. And I'm going to move to another patch now, where I've gone for more of a synth pad type situation. Now I've called the patch 8th Wonder. It's based on a template that was already in the GT1000 called 7th Wonder, if I remember right, and I've just butchered the patch. But in this one we're using a blues driver just to get the sound breaking up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn off some of these so we can hear how we built the patch. Here we've got some harmonisers, and when they're on, you can see here that I've got a left and a right. What's happening with my divider here, it's just running it in stereo and amalgamating the two signals, so I've got the two lots of harmony going on. And then in the first harmony, I'm using thirds. Okay, and they're my settings. I think I'm using fifths in the second one. Yeah, fifths and sevenths. And there's the settings. Okay. Okay, so what happens there if I turn those off is this is the guitar signal. That's going through the two notes, and the subs are doing the wets coming out. You see I've used the X crunch on here. Now here's my oscillator, and what it's going to be doing is it's going to be following my notes. You can hear it come in there. It's very subtle. Okay, so Just going to turn that off. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to now turn on the a little bit of crunch. I'm going to turn on my harmonies. And what we're going to do is show you how I shift. Okay, so now I've just turned on the oscillator now. Now here I've got an assign where I'm going to shift my harmonies. Listen. I'm going to show you what those settings are now. It's going to warble a bit. Go back to the second page, went a bit quickly through that. And now I'm going to, that's the second harmony. Okay, hopefully you can see what's the settings there. And if you want to, you can make a note. Just going to drop that so you can see what happens. So let's go. Okay, and I've just got that assigned to shift between the two. And then I can... Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to have now a little jam just to see how we can incorporate that into a tune. So I've set up some beats, no bass or anything, just so we can hear the guitars. We're just going to have a quick little jam with that. And I'll use this first synthy pad to lay down a part, and then I'll play in a guitar part using the other patch, and I'll start using the feedbacker there. So let's see how that goes. We're on the Les Paul at the moment on the neck pickup. Okay, so I've just put the loop in. We're now going to go to the other patch. Let's go into this view here. So you can see when I'm triggering the feedbacker. I'm not going to use it just yet. I want to play in a little rhythm part. Got my loop there. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to come out here, I'm going to put another little rhythm part in. enough there for a little moment. What I'm going to do is just going to play around with that feedbacker, bring this down in mode. Look at one last patch. Sorry for the knocky camera there. So in this patch, I'm trying to use it more like a synth. We've got the oscillator on the feedbacker. Here's the settings. I'm going to go back into the feedbacker settings for that first synth pad I put in, because I don't remember actually looking at those settings, so we'll do that in a second. Now I've got a slow gear on this as well. I'll take a loop of this. Okay, so we've just taken a loop of that. We're going to come out of those settings, go back down to the other patch. And let's have a look at the oscillator on here. And while we're having a look at the oscillator, we'll just remind ourselves of what that is. Okay, so it's this synth pad we're hearing here. And these are the settings for it in the oscillator mode of the feedbacker. As you can see there, I've got the octave coming in quite quickly, the rise time long. You see the vibrate, and the oscillation feedback is much higher in this one, as is the depth. Okay. So what we're going to do there is come out of here, and we're going to just and that's in a low gain X modded. Hopefully that was of interest. I'll catch you in a little bit. Take care. Bye.